Hi guys, happy Sunday and welcome to this. This is our 100th podcast episode that we've been doing with Avoiding Broke. So I'm so happy to be here talking to you, and I'm so pleased that you're joining me for this one. 100 episodes, wow. I'm so pleased that we've reached this milestone, and thank you for everyone that's been there from the beginning with us and everyone that's new. We appreciate you all, so thank you so much. So today I wanted to share with you something that I've read recently, and it really got me thinking. So I wanted to share it with you now, hoping that it may help you too. So what I read was something about empathy, and I've been really thinking a lot recently about empathy, and it was actually Gary Vee that introduced me to kind of the importance of empathy and how it's often overlooked, but actually it's a really vital ingredient to success, and that's kind of success in your personal endeavors, business success at work is kind of like one of his ingredients, as it were, that he thinks are really important for life. And I actually agree with him completely. I think that empathy is one of those things that can be a little bit underrated, but is so important. But what I read was that often we think about empathy, and lots of people talk about it in terms of, walk in someone else's shoes, try and appreciate how they feel, try and kind of look at things from other people's point of view. And then I read something else that was like, that's all good and well, but if you get down to the crux of what empathy actually is, then why do we need to walk in somebody else's shoes? Even if you do that, you still can't feel exactly what that person feels or how that person responds to it, because we're walking in those shoes, but we're bringing ourselves to those shoes and our past, our background, our thoughts, our feelings. Whereas when the other person walks in their own shoes, they're bringing all of that for themselves. So we're never going to be able to fully understand how somebody else is feeling, even if we try to walk in their shoes. And so what this said was, really, should empathy be that we believe what people tell us about how they feel or how things have impacted them? We don't need proof. We don't need to kind of think about it and it to make logical sense in our own heads. If it does help you to kind of think about that walking in somebody else's shoes, then great. But really, should empathy really be about, when you tell me something, I will believe that's how it impacts you. I will believe that's how it makes you feel. And I'm listening and I acknowledge that, and the way that you feel is valid. And that really got me thinking, because I was like, actually, that's an amazing way of looking at it. That puts no pressure on us to understand what people are going through, what people are feeling. It puts no pressure on the other person to be like, oh, you need to walk in my shoes or anything like that. It's just, I believe you, I'm here for you, your feelings are valid. And wouldn't that be so wonderful to be able to do that for somebody else? And actually, when you need it and you need other people to be empathetic towards you, that you get that same thing in response. And I was thinking, I just wanted to share that with you guys, because I hadn't really seen empathy being expressed that way before. I hadn't thought about it that way before, but it just made a lot of sense to me. And it seems very simple, maybe very obvious after you say it, but actually I'd never heard it expressed like that. So I really wanted to share it with you. And it got me thinking about, how then I can hopefully be more empathetic. I can show more empathy. I can really embrace empathy as something that I can do, because I can believe people when they tell me stuff. I can believe the way that people feel, and how they tell me they feel, that is exactly how they feel. I don't need to put myself in their shoes. I don't need to see things from their point of view, because that's their point of view, and I'll never be able to see it the way that they see it. And it got me thinking, that can be really helpful in day-to-day life, because how kind of open it would make us be when we just kind of believe what people tell us, and how much more support can we give other people, but also how much showing empathy really has a positive impact on us, and how it can really uplift us as well as those around us. When you know that you're showing empathy and you really feel it and you believe it, I think that it can bring wonderful things, not only to the person that you're speaking to, but also to yourself. So I feel like this is almost like supercharging the positive impacts of empathy. And so I just wanted to share that with you guys, because I thought it really struck a chord with me. It really made me stop and think about empathy, what it actually means, and actually whether I am showing empathy when I want to, or I need to, or the situation calls for it. And most of the time it's about you kind of wanting to show empathy, but am I actually showing as much empathy as I could do? Whereas if I think about it in this kind of new way, then I feel like I'll be able to do that with a lot more conviction, and then I should get more benefits for me and the other person from it. So I really hope that you found that useful. I hope you have a truly wonderful week, and I really look forward to seeing you again next week, and I really hope you have a lovely week and take care of yourselves, guys. Okay, and so I'm going to sign off this 100th episode and say I will see you next week. Bye guys.